The impeachment trial for President Donald Trump will be the first for a president no longer in office. The Democrats' goal being not to remove him from office, but to keep him from running again. Now, the motivation's clear, but the process is not. I talked to the constitutional law expert and professor of government and law from the College of William and Mary to get some insight on what we can expect.
With a conviction in the House,
the ayes are 232. The nays are 197.
The question of impeachment now goes to the Senate.
I think this train has left the station and we are going to witness history yet again.
Democrats will run the trial, and Professor Neil Devins says how they do that is entirely up to them.
That's going to be largely a political calculation that it's better for the Republican Party to ostracize Donald Trump.
To convict, they'll need at least 17 Republicans to cross party lines. If they don't get the 2/3 vote needed, it's over. Or is it?
Section 3 of the 14th Amendment allows the Congress to prohibit individuals who participated in insurrection from seeking elected office. So theoretically, that could be pursued.
As for appeals, there are none.
The courts have said that this is a political question, a question reserved to elected government. So there will be no judicial review over this.
However, the president could try to take it to court.
So, of course, President Trump can seek reversal of the Supreme Court opinion on impeachment and have the Supreme Court set a new precedent. But under existing law, there's nothing that can be done.
No matter what's decided, Devins asserts there will be spillover consequences.
In terms of electoral reform possibilities, in terms of who gives money to which party and how large corporations interface with the political process, it's going to have huge ramifications across a number of areas.
The most consequential, he says, will be the potential for future violence. And how it all goes down, only time and history will tell.
And when we're talking about violence, it's not just about immediate reaction to an impeachment decision. It's also a question of long-term future and how politicians and other leaders will be held accountable for what they say and any actions that those words might lead to.